Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching. My name is Rhoda Adeyemi. Thank you and welcome back to my channel. Quick one guys, today I want to address a common norm or common situation that revolves around marriage, or let me say not necessarily marriage and partnership, like relationship stuff. Sometimes most men think all what women need is money, 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 money. Like they feel the most important thing they could do for a lady to be to, to be cherished is to provide for their needs, to meet them at the point of their needs. You see, one thing is this: you need to ask yourself or evaluate yourself, what kind of person are you and how did you meet your spouse? If you entice your spouse with material things, then you need to keep up with providing for our needs, like a luxurious lifestyle. Do you understand? But if you're not the type that entice your spouse with material things, this is not to mean that you don't gift your spouse something while courting or dating or in any phase of your relationship before marriage or however. But one thing is, enticing someone is different from being intentional with your giving or with your gifting. Do you understand? So if you're giving someone, enticing someone with gifts, then you need to keep up with that kind of lifestyle. But if you're being intentional in gifting your spouse or your partner something, then depending on the kind of partner you have, they will understand that even if you don't have, you still have their best interest at heart. But for those that you are enticing with luxurious things, they won't. If you don't have, that is why it is very easy for them to jump on the next available person that can fund their lifestyle. And where am I going to? Sometimes, or most times, most men believe that their major role or major responsibility within the house or in the marriage is to be financially responsible. Hell no. Hell no. That is not the only role or responsibility of a man in marriage. I always say this thing, like, as you're providing for your family, make sure you establish your presence in your home. Establish your presence in your home, no matter the kind of job you are doing. If your job is taking you out of your house, out of your away from your family for 3 months, for 6 months, still those periods you are free from work and you spend it with your family, make it count in such a way that you won't be missed because of what you provide. You won't be missed because of what you give. It will get to a situation like children will be like, oh, the children will be like, oh, assuming daddy is around, he will give us this. If daddy is around, we would have gotten this. Things like that. Definitely, they are missing daddy because they are in need of something, and possibly mommy is not giving that thing, or mommy is not in, doesn't have the capacity to give that thing. That is why they are missing daddy. Which means if mommy had given them that thing, they probably would not have said, oh, if daddy was around, if daddy was this. Make your presence count. Establish your presence. If you don't establish your presence, God forbid bad thing, if you lose your job at one point or at one time or the other, like, you yourself as a man, it's more like you feel like you've lost your identity. You feel like you've lost your identity, and every comment, you will count every comment or read meaning to every comment and feel disrespected or devalued by every comment, even though the comments are not directly targeted at you. But because you feel you're not in that space where you provide for your family, where you have the capacity to provide for your family, when you feel you're not in that space, like, you begin to feel less of yourself. But if you are the type that you've established your presence, like, anytime, it's not everything, it's not money. Everything, it's not money, 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 or material things. Like helping your children with their homeworks, taking your children for a walk, ordinary walk, like walk around the streets together, taking them to get stuff as little as the tiniest snacks, attending their school functions when you are available. And when they need to talk to you, make yourself approachable. I'm not saying fathers shouldn't be firm. You can be firm, but be flexible at the same time so that your children will see you as their friends, so that you can be approachable and they can come up to you and be free with you, share their minds with you. And as well as they grow, they will have that feeling like daddy, 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 daddy. There are some houses, there are some families that their mothers need to talk to the children on behalf of their father before they can do something for their father, like your father, take care of your father, and you need to be doing something. Don't be doing for me alone, be doing for if that father had established his or her presence in that home, in that family, trust me, the mother wouldn't be advocating for him with the children. Like, okay, for example, in my house, like, my dad is there, like always there for every one of us, always there. Do you understand? So right now, like in this phase of life that I am, my mom doesn't need to tell me that, Jola, do this for your daddy. Rhoda, do this for your daddy. I know what I need to do for my dad. When I'm giving my mom this, I'm giving my dad the same thing. I give them the same thing. I give them equally. I take care of them equally because they are both my parents and they've both contributed to my life. I don't care who did more, but they've both, in a larger capacity, contributed to my life and that of my siblings. So it is important to establish your presence so that you don't feel lonely and dejected or abandoned in your old age. Money is not everything. Buying your wife or spouse gifts is not everything. Even when you are at home, whether you are the type of person that your job or your work takes you away from the house, but once in a while you're always around, and if you are the type that you're always around, you just go morning till evening, assist your wife and the house. Everything is not about gifts. Everything is not about gifts. Whether your wife is a full-time housewife or your wife also has a 9 to 5 job, like, do it like a true vessel. Do it like a true vessel. You don't need to be begged or to be appealed to before you assist your wife. Like, you both are, you are like helpmates. You are helpmates. It even it grows the bond between the two of you, and it extends to the children as well, because the children are seeing the two of you together and they are learning one or two things from you, which will influence them later on in life. So we need to project good attributes, good characters, good behavior, so that our children can learn good things from us and replicate it in their own homes in the future. I'm the man of the house. My own is to make sure there is money, there is food, there is this, there is that. It is the duty of the woman to take care of the house, to do this, to do that. Mister, I just hope it is not late, too late, before you realize yourself. Organic. So what's up for you? Not a feminist. Don't don't mix it up. I'm not a feminist. What I'm advocating for is what? Good relationship. Good relationship. In a good relationship, you don't need to measure house chores, measure responsibilities for yourself. Okay, back then when we were at home, back in Nigeria, my husband is the kind of person that he goes to work as early as 6:20. He leaves the house. And most times he comes back around 5 p.m., past 5, sometimes 7 p.m. I would have cooked, do everything. He's always stressed. I understand that. And I was just working online then. I was working on Fiverr. I was a freelance writer then. So I wasn't doing 9 to 5 or that kind of job. So I knew the weekdays is not so relaxed or relaxing for my husband. But still, he does the little he did the little he could back then. And mostly on weekends, he will volunteer to cook for the family. If he's not cooking for the family, he will tell me, you know what, babe, we are not cooking at home. We are eating outside. It's either we go out to eat or he goes there, get the food, bring it home, and we eat together as a family. Most people, when they are courting or dating, like they go extra length for their spouses. But the moment they get married to them, like they feel, she's already in my house, she's going nowhere. Okay, you can be married and single at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you are married, but you are lonely in the marriage. You are lonely in the marriage. If there is something you've been doing with your spouse, if it is communication, like you talk often and often and often, don't stop when you get married. Improve when you get married, improve on it. It helps your relationship. It helps your relationship. Sincerely, it helps your relationship. There are little things you can do in the house for your wife or with your wife that your wife will be so happy and will genuinely, from the bottom of her heart, pray for you, praise you. You know, sometimes you don't need to enforce respect, like you earn it. There are some things you do, they might be minute, but they mean a lot to the wives, to women. Maybe you just woke up, your wife is laying the bed, you assisted arranging the pillow, as small as that. As your wife is sweeping, maybe you saw some stuff on the floor, you helped her pick to make the sweeping easy for her. She's cooking in the kitchen. Even if you're not doing the cooking with her, you're just there gisting and making it easy for her. Like, you know, you can't understand. Like, it's always interesting that gossip between husband and wife. Gossip between husband and wife. Very, very interesting. Me, I don't know. See, if you are your spouse best friend, the way you people gossip, the way you people talk and play, you yourself, you will feel that peace of mind within you. You don't need to do extra. You feel that peace of mind within you. Just give it a try. Everything is not money. Everything is not material things. Everything is not gifts. As little as assisting your wife within the house. Please, men, stop stereotyping house chores as women's responsibilities. If you have a boy child or boy children, if you are doing this to your wife, then what do you want your boy children to learn from you? And funny enough, you are lucky to have that wife of yours that is not complaining and doing everything for you. Do you know who your sons or your son will get married to? Do you know how whatever he has learned from you will impact his life, his home in the future? So why not lay good examples for them? Why not be good role models to our children? Be it man, or be it boy or girl. Be it boy or girl. Like my younger brother, I used to say it, I can say it anyway. My younger brother, he does the best yam flour amongst us. We have 5 children, 3 girls and 2 boys. My younger brother is the last born. Amongst all 5 of us, he does the best amala. Yoruba call it amala. Not that we can't, we do it, but he does it better than us. Just because our parents do not stereotype boy do this, boy doesn't don't do this, boys don't do this, girls do this, they don't. They make sure they prepared every one of us and equip us with life skills. These are life skills that your children will need later in the future. It's not about limiting them or downgrading their ego. What will ego do for you? What will be your benefit from ego, being egoistic or whatever name you want to call it? It will only ruin you, especially if you now travel abroad. How do you want to cope? Do you want to kill that woman? Do you want to kill that woman? How will you cope? How will you cope? When I was in Nigeria, most times for a number of years, I was doing the washing with hand. And sometimes my husband, on weekends, some weekends, he will join me, we'll do the washing together, we'll do the spreading together, we'll talk, we just, it's always very interesting. Very, very interesting. And at a point that I got so busy and I was like, I was feeling stressed already. I had to tell him that, babe, you know what? Let's get someone to be coming 2 days in a week to wash for us and clean the house for us. And we agreed. And we hired the person. The person was coming to the house 2 days a week, and we paid the person at the end of the month. But you know what? When we relocated and came here, I didn't have to tell my husband that. babe, please do this, babe, do that, babe, do this. Like, naturally. And you don't know how much I appreciated that. He would do the laundry. Not that I don't do it, I do the laundry. I do the laundry, excuse me. But if he's the first person to get to a laundry space and he saw dirty clothes there, he will wash them. He will. If I go to work or I go to school, before I come back, he would have cooked for me, cooked for the children, cooked for the whole house. Sometimes if I'm going to work late in the night, in the evening, like if I'm going for an overnight shift, it will prepare special. Most times that's what it does. If I'm going overnight, I like overnight shift, it prepares special delicacy, call it special delicacies. That's what it prepares for me most times that I should take to work. Because me, I don't eat like that. So what does it do? It knows that I like that. So there is this fish he used to buy and keep in the house. So it will make a fish stew with shrimp and fry plantain for me. Like peppery stew, fish stew with shrimp and fried plantain for me. He knows I like it. And he'll prepare a cold hot chocolate for me. Or if we have juice at home, he'll put in my bottle for me and packed my stuff. He'll packed my lunch bag for me to go to work. These are things that I never told him to do for me. He does it willingly. And I appreciate it. Like, really, 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 really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. And the more appreciative I am, the more it does for us. The more it does for us. Man, it is high time, like, we start having this rethink, reorientation about how we should manage our home, manage our marriage, manage our relationship with our spouses and with our children. Don't be that kind of child, don't be that kind of father that the moment the child hears the on, oh God, run, enter into the wardrobe, into, different places. Be your children's best friend. Be your wife's best friend. And funny thing is, as I'm saying this thing about men, there are some women that are in the same shoe. Like, the men are the ones doing the most in the house, and the women are like not doing anything and not ready to help. Some women, despite the fact that some women are not even working, yet they will not want to do anything. They will be looking for three housemates, four house helps, four domestic staff, cook, chef, this, that. I'm not talking about those that have their full-time job that on YouTube, doing YouTube or creating content. That is a job. That is a job. Yeah. I'm talking about those ones that are not doing anything. I mean, any rain. They're not doing anything. But yet they make demands from their husband. They make demands from their husband. They are the ones that spend a lot. Most of them spend a lot. They can't help their husband manage their finances. They always spend. Their friend buy this, they want to buy it. There's this new perfume, they want to buy it. There's this week, they want, you know, let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable. As much as it is good to take care of yourself, it is as well good to be reasonable in your spendings. Help your spouse manage their finances. If you are the man that is not doing well or doing enough in the house, if you are the woman, step up. Because that woman, that man that is tolerating you today, it will soon reach this place. And when it gets to this place and they turn back, to them it will be as if you never existed. And then you'll be looking for head of the family, this, that, to help talk to them. And it will be too late because they would have already moved on from the marriage, even though they are still married. Don't wait till it degenerated to that level. Don't wait. If you're a man, if you're a woman, please do your best. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is so interesting. Forget about this bad news we are hearing up and down on social media. If you know how well to manage your home, your marriage, your relationship, you will enjoy it. I'm not sugarcoating it as if it is 100% rosy, 100% smooth, or 100% interesting, as if there won't be fight. I am my husband. Till tomorrow, we still quarrel. Till tomorrow, we quarrel. But we make sure we talk about it. Though, as you're seeing me, sometimes, like, I can be difficult sometimes. Like, I wouldn't want to talk. I would rather my own kind of person, I would rather just forget about it than talking about it. Because if I talk about it and you're not saying it from my own angle, it gets me angry the more. So I would rather not talk about it than talk about it and you'll be taking it on another level or not reasoning with me. But my husband is the kind of person that will want you to talk. Do you understand? The two combination is quite good. I'm not the person that wants to talk. My husband is the person that wants to talk, and he will make sure I talk. And with that, we'll be able to solve whatever issue we're having, settle our differences, and move on, enjoying our lives together again. But if you are the type that doesn't want to talk, you are the type that doesn't want to talk, what will happen? So, I'm not a relationship expert, but I'm just advocating for a peaceful coexistence, a peaceful home, an enjoyable marriage that children can learn from. That children can learn from. See, the best way sometimes to enjoy your marriage, I'm not talking about a toxic relationship. The best way to enjoy your marriage is to be humble, even if you are right. That shouldn't stop you from apologizing. Both partners, I'm not talking about one person, but don't wait for the other person to apologize. Both of you, if both of us are doing that together, then we'll have a safe space. We'll have a safe marital space, marital environment for ourselves. That is it. So I don't want this video to be too long. This is just what I have to say. Please, 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 and please, if you're a man, if you're a woman, let's do better. Marriage is good. Marriage is interesting. Marriage is enjoyable. Marriage is profitable. Marriage is everything you can think of, like every good thing you can think of, if you make it work for yourself. But if you're in a toxic relationship, if you've made that mistake of choosing wrongly and you feel managing it is becoming more difficult, me, I don't advise people to die in the marriage. You have people you can talk to. If they are not helping, seek counsel and help yourself. You yourself, if you search deep down in you, you know what is good for you. Don't wait till someone tell you leave your marriage, do this. You know what is good for you. You see that children for which you are waiting in that house, if you die, they will suffer. They will suffer. And if they don't suffer, they will live their lives. So why not live to be their mother? Why not live to be their father? Because as we have domestic violence, as we have women as victims of domestic violence, we also have men as victims. So I'm talking to both sides. Please, let's do better. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Once again, my name is Rhoda Adeyemi. Bye.